Dallas-Fort Worth International is the biggest airport in Texas, third busiest on Earth. It handled 85.7 million passengers in 2025. American Airlines runs 82% of every flight there. For decades, it has been the uncontested king of Texas aviation. Houston's Intercontinental Airport, 240 miles south, has always been the smaller sibling. Smaller market share, fewer domestic flights, a different airline, United, running the show. But something is about to flip. DFW's passenger traffic just dropped for the first time in years. Houston's holiday traffic is up 43%. United is spending $2.6 billion on a brand new Terminal B at Houston with 40 new gates. And while American Airlines retreats from gates and reports weakening numbers at DFW, United is betting its entire future on Houston. This is how the throne is about to change hands. To understand what's happening, you have to understand how total DFW's dominance has been. Dallas-Fort Worth International opened in 1974 as the largest airport in the world by land area. It still covers 17,000 acres, bigger than the island of Manhattan. American Airlines built its headquarters next door in Fort Worth and turned DFW into the largest hub in its global network. In 2025, DFW handled 85.7 million passengers. That's more than every airport on Earth except Atlanta and Dubai. American operated 82.6% of passenger traffic there, 70.8 million passengers on American alone. Low-cost carriers combined for just 6.6%. Every other major U.S. airline, Delta, United, Southwest, fights over the remaining 7%. This level of dominance creates what aviation analysts call fortress economics. American can charge premium fares because passengers have no real alternative. They can maintain profitable routes that would fail at a competitive airport. They can deploy the Boeing 787 and Airbus A321XLR on long-haul international flights subsidized by captive connecting traffic. The fortress has been the single most reliable profit engine American Airlines has, and DFW has been growing on this foundation. The airport is currently executing a $3 billion expansion of Terminal C that adds 9 new gates, with the project using prefabricated megastructure modules rolled across closed runways overnight. Terminal F is being planned. The airport has committed over $9 billion to capital improvements. On paper, DFW looks untouchable. The numbers underneath tell a different story. In 2025, for the first time in years, DFW lost passenger traffic. Passenger count dropped from 87.8 million in 2024 to 85.7 million in 2025, a 2.4% decline. Dallas Love Field, the secondary airport that serves Southwest's original hub, dropped 7.4%. That's the 11th steepest decline among all major U.S. airports. The Bureau of Transportation Statistics data for the first 7 months of 2025 showed DFW handling 578,000 fewer arrivals than the same period in 2024. This matters because airport traffic in America has generally been growing. North America saw only a 2% overall decline in domestic traffic in 2025, and most major hubs held steady or grew. DFW falling below the market average isn't a rounding error. It's a signal. The deeper issue is what's driving the decline. American Airlines has been facing mounting pressure across its network. The airline underperformed both Delta and United in 2025. Its profit margins ran below industry averages. And at DFW specifically, American has been quietly retrenching, pulling back marginal routes, reducing frequency on underperforming segments, and focusing capacity on its most profitable core markets. The new Citi credit card deal finalized in 2026 is expected to improve financials, but it doesn't change what's happening at the ground level at DFW. At the same time, population and economic momentum in Texas has been shifting. Dallas-Fort Worth remains the 4th largest metropolitan area in America, but Houston's population growth rate has been higher for 3 consecutive years. Houston's energy sector boom, medical complex expansion, and port activity have been creating the kind of high-yield business travel demand that airlines fight to capture. Corporate relocations, the engine that built Dallas for the last 2 decades, have slowed. Every airport looks strong during its peak years. DFW's peak was 2024. What happens next is what separates fortresses from former fortresses. While DFW was losing 2 million passengers in 2025, Houston was posting record growth that nobody outside the aviation industry noticed. IAH, George Bush Intercontinental Airport, is projected to see 4.58 million passengers during the 2025 holiday season, up from 3.19 million on average over the previous 5 years. That's a 43% jump in holiday traffic, the sharpest jump at any major U.S. hub. United reported capacity at IAH up 10% for the 2023-2024 winter schedule alone, and that growth has compounded every year since. United now operates over 500 daily departures from Houston, up from 400 just 2 years ago. The investment numbers behind this are staggering. United Airlines has committed $2.6 billion to a complete transformation of Terminal B at IAH. When the project opens in 2026, it will add 40 new gates specifically sized for larger narrow-body aircraft. Capacity will increase 40% compared to 2023 levels. The terminal will process 36 million passengers annually on its own, up from 25 million. A new 3-level, 765,000 square foot North Concourse houses 22 brand-new narrow-body gates. The South Concourse is being converted from 30 regional jet gates to 18 larger 2-class regional gates. Every flight will board via jet bridge when the expansion is complete. United is also building the largest lounge in its entire system at IAH, a new 140,000 square foot ground service equipment facility opened in 2025. A state-of-the-art technical operations training center is now operational. United has 14,000 employees based in Houston and hired 2,100 new ones in 2023 alone, with another 1,500 in 2024. The scale of this investment tells you something specific. United is not maintaining its Houston hub. It is doubling down on Houston as the core of its entire future. To understand why United is betting everything on Houston, you have to understand what's happening at United's other hubs. Newark is in crisis. The FAA has imposed mandatory flight caps on Newark through October 2026. United voluntarily cut 35 daily flights from its Newark schedule in May 2025, 10% of its entire operation, because air traffic control failures and radar outages made reliable operations impossible. United CEO Scott Kirby publicly blamed the FAA. The underlying reality is that Newark, United's East Coast fortress, is operationally constrained by infrastructure United has no power to fix. Chicago O'Hare is a battlefield. United has been fighting publicly with American Airlines and the city of Chicago over the $8.5 billion ORD Next modernization program. Gate allocations, cost sharing, and timelines are all in dispute. The global terminal that was supposed to anchor the expansion won't open before 2032. Washington Dulles is growing. In fact, Dulles is getting 36 new gates in 2026 specifically built for United's operations. Against this backdrop, Houston offers everything United's other hubs lack: open airspace, no FAA caps, a partner in the city of Houston and Houston airports that wants United to grow, a rapidly expanding local market, lower operating costs than Newark or O'Hare, and geographical position that makes Houston the natural gateway between the United States and Latin America. That Latin America angle is the quiet strategic play. United now flies from Houston to 23 destinations in Mexico and 65 destinations across the broader Latin and Caribbean region. New routes have been added to Medellin, Puerto Escondido, Guyana, and more. This puts United in direct competition with American's Miami hub, the traditional U.S. to Latin America gateway, but from a position of rapidly growing infrastructure rather than a constrained, overloaded facility like Miami.
And Houston is hosting matches for the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Houston Airports is positioning IAH as a primary international gateway for tournament traffic, with United as the lead carrier feeding passengers in from across Latin America and Europe. Every piece of United's network strategy now points through Houston. The competition between DFW and IAH was never really between the airports, it was between American Airlines and United Airlines, fought through their respective Texas hubs. For 3 decades, American won decisively. DFW grew larger, American's network grew denser. Dallas became synonymous with American Airlines in the same way Atlanta became synonymous with Delta. That era is ending. United now operates to more than 160 destinations from Houston, including 85 routes that no other U.S. airline serves from IAH. American operates roughly 190 destinations from DFW, but the gap is closing faster every year. When Terminal B opens in 2026, United will have the infrastructure to support significantly more growth from Houston, while DFW's Terminal C expansion only adds 9 gates and its overall capacity ceiling remains lower. The financial trajectory reinforces this. United has been outperforming American on profit margins, stock price, and revenue growth for 3 consecutive years. Scott Kirby has publicly stated that United's fleet is expected to take delivery of up to 130 new aircraft in 2026, more than any other airline in the world. Many of those aircraft will be based at Houston. And DFW's position is structurally harder to defend now. American has to split its capital between DFW and Charlotte, its 2 largest hubs. It's also investing in Miami, Philadelphia, and Phoenix. Spreading 600 aircraft across 6 fortress hubs means no single hub gets United's kind of focused investment. Houston is getting the full $2.6 billion, plus ancillary projects. DFW is getting incremental expansion. The throne of Texas aviation isn't going to flip dramatically in 1 quarter. Airports don't work that way. But 5 years from now, when you look at growth rates, international network depth, capital investment, and operational flexibility, Houston will be ahead. DFW will still be larger on paper, but the momentum will be gone. For passengers, the shift means something concrete. Houston will offer more international destinations, better facilities, and more competitive fares as United fights for share. DFW will remain dominant in domestic flying, but may see American consolidating service rather than expanding it. Travelers in secondary Texas cities, Austin, San Antonio, El Paso, will increasingly find Houston's international options more attractive than connecting through Dallas. For the aviation industry, this is a test case. Can an incumbent fortress hub lose its throne while still operating at 85 million passengers a year? DFW isn't failing in any absolute sense, it's simply stopping to grow while its rival accelerates. The historical pattern, Atlanta versus Birmingham, Chicago versus St. Louis, Los Angeles versus Burbank, suggests that once a hub starts losing momentum, the decline compounds. For Texas itself, the shift reshapes economic geography. Corporate headquarters, international trade flows, tourism infrastructure, all follow aviation networks. Houston gaining aviation dominance doesn't just mean more flights, it means more business conferences, more international investment, more tourism marketing dollars, more of everything that follows aviation capacity. And for American and United, this represents a strategic divergence that will define both airlines through the 2030s. American is defending fortresses, United is building one. Dallas-Fort Worth has been the king of Texas aviation since 1974. It's bigger, it's older, it has more gates, more destinations, more airline employees, and more absolute market power than Houston ever will. But thrones don't stay occupied through size alone. They stay occupied through momentum. And right now, every indicator of momentum, passenger growth, capital investment, airline strategy, terminal expansion, geographic advantage, is pointing south toward Houston. Against all logic, the airport that nobody outside aviation takes seriously is about to become the most important hub in Texas. United Airlines already knows it. American Airlines will figure it out too late, and by the time the rest of the industry acknowledges what's happening, the Texas aviation throne will already have changed hands.